Hello guys. Welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the continuation video after immeasurable findings. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Anime Sum Up for amazing recaps of different anime. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Since the researchers had to keep all sorts of secrets, we had to inconvenience them on some matters. Based on these considerations, we gave away these items for free. They could only access the predesignated locations and couldn't move between floors or teleport to other areas. Moreover, once they teleported, relevant data about the user would be recorded to prevent any information leak. Although, they still had other means to move around. For instance, asking the dryads to help teleport them. In that regard, they needed trainee-san's direct approval. All in all, there shouldn't be any way to conduct espionage activities within the labyrinth. Technically speaking, however, the surmounters might have other methods of breaking these restrictions, but doing so could be dangerous for them. Even I had no idea the exact types of traps that were set in the labyrinth, so it wouldn't be easy for these vampires to try and break through them. Furthermore, all of their activities were being monitored, so if they were up to some dishonest activities, we could immediately pursue them. And if they got stuck in parts of the labyrinth, we could easily apprehend them. There were reasons for such strict regulations. I had been informed that highly developed civilizations tend to attract attacks from the angels, and that was the main reason why we had prepared so thoroughly. In that regard alone, there was no safer place than Ramirez's labyrinth. Inside there, specifically, the 95th floor of the labyrinth, it should be possible to stop even the angels' invasion. Ramirez bragged that if anything were to happen, she could switch the floors instantly, exchanging floor 95 for floor 99. This deep city within the labyrinth was likely the safest place in all of Tempest. In order to prevent secrets from leaking, this place was completely isolated. On top of that, the labyrinth also provided the perfect environment for the welfare of the staff, including healthcare, so the labyrinth was a great living environment too. The 95th floor had some of the most luxurious service facilities in our nation, so I figured that would be enough to satisfy the researchers. By the way, while the sealed cave was considered as a major research site in the past, it had been shut down. The prolonged planting of hypocrite herbs caused the concentration of magicules to drop drastically within the cave. Therefore, even though the concentration was still relatively high, the product yield would naturally not be as ideal. That was why we decided to move the hypocrite plantation to a different location. With that being said, we had already planned to transform the flower field on floor 93 to a special zone for growing hypocrite herbs. We would merely increase the magicule concentration on the floor in order to mutate the weeds. Gabble and the others' research facility was moved underground to the 100th floor too, since one of the reasons why the plantation moved was for convenience's sake. The sealed cave was excavated all the way to the back of the mountain, and became a residence for the wyverns. Since that was considered a military secret, we had completely shut down the location, preventing any ordinary citizens from entering. All vital research would be conducted within the labyrinth in the future. As I suspected, the two were bringing me to the 95th floor's research facility. The fact that we weren't heading to their private chambers appeared to suggest we were reviewing the results from our joint research agreement. They did mention a prototype, so it seemed that the research was going smoothly. It looked like our key item would be ready just in time for the railroad tracks to open. The 95th floor, which I hadn't visited in a while, had gradually become a forest-type city before I knew it. In this beautifully maintained park, the cityscape seemed to mesh perfectly with the surrounding trees. I always wondered how they managed to erect such a large city, but considering some of the elves had once lived in the forest, this was probably the manifestation of their wisdom. The tree ants seemed to have also helped build this wonderful place. Naturally, the challengers who only briefly visited the labyrinth were barred from entering this hidden town. Only those who had challenged the labyrinth under official rules earned the right to enter the city. I stopped by the Elven Cabaret quite often myself, but I seldom visited them in the morning. That's why I didn't expect this place to change so much. I had been leaving everything in Veldora and Ramirez's hands, and this result was very interesting. The other floors seemed to have undergone drastic changes too. I couldn't help but anticipate a more casual trip to the labyrinth in the future. With that in mind, I continued to follow the two. Soon, I laid eyes on the research facility in the center of the park. The building was constructed from reinforced concrete, so it was rather jarring. There were also many large buildings adjacent to the main facility, We also had a dormitory for the foreign researchers to sleep in. For some reason, these supposedly brand new buildings built under my supervision looked a bit ancient. However, it did give off a rather unique air, so I guess that was okay. It's so quaint with all these trees nearby, Ramirez gushed. Right? A research facility obviously needs an aura of mystery. Veldora declared proudly. What aura of mystery are you talking about? They're like a bunch of kids joyfully building their secret base. Where did you learn all this bizarre stuff? Everyone's getting along well, we were even thinking about forming a secret society. Secret society? What the hell have you guys been doing here? Hey. Wasn't Rimuru the first one to reveal everyone's research results? Some people originally wanted to steal other nations' technology, but because of what you did, they were finally able to turn back on the right path. I never expected this. There were huge barriers between nations, and researchers from different countries were no different, since they all had contrasting opinions. Each had their home nation's best interests in mind, and some planned to absorb the technology of others while keeping their own hidden. I figured this joint research wasn't going to work if that happened, and so I decided to expose everyone's technology in one go. In the eyes of Raphael-sensei, there was no such thing as secret technology. I summarized everything so that it was easy to understand, like some kind of official manual, and handed everyone a copy. I had generously used up all the expensive paper that Yuki helped prepare for me. Although it was a little wasteful, I deemed it a necessary loss. As opposed to parchment, I wanted to record information on paper that was made from plant fibers. The paper given to me by Yuki appeared to be manufactured by the Empire, though its quality was almost the same as paper produced on Earth. I was sure everyone saw my seriousness after using all this valuable paper. After the incident, the researchers became very open with one another. Everyone was cooperating out of pure desire to fulfill their intellectual curiosity. Oh, you compiled confidential information from every nation involved, and made it into a data book so everyone could read it, didn't you? Even though people were very vocal about it at the time, I thought it would lead to new technologies being developed. We shared just this thought with Rimuru. We later held a recognition of service party and everyone found a kindred spirit in each other, added Ramirez. Consequently, researchers gave up on trying to hide their technological secrets, and began cooperating with each other. Strangely enough, an unusual sense of solidarity quickly developed within the research facility. It seemed that everyone was no longer just thinking about their home nation. Even the surmounter vampires had become companions that considered themselves to be our equal. Things were getting interesting. This was good. Yet despite this fantastic outcome, there was a problem. The researchers gradually formed the structure of a community, which was led by Veldora and Ramirez. That might be the reason why an independent organization was formed. That's right. It was like some sort of evil secret society, where everyone could enjoy researching the things they truly liked. It was quite the mysterious environment. Ramirez was especially interested in the various fields of research. She eventually became the group's mascot and idol. Veldora, on the other hand, became the evil ringleader. These guys seriously did this while I was gone. With that being said, I figured if I were here, they would probably do something even more outrageous. No, that can't be true. With that thought in mind, I continued my conversation with them. So that's why the place now looks like this. How about it? Isn't it cool, having an evil secret base? Ah, just as I suspected, it really is a secret base. Veldora's source of information was mainly reproduced from my memories. That explained why the research facility looked the way it did, straight from manga and other sources. As a result, my intuition regarding the reasons behind his actions was often the right answer. Tisk, you guys sure were having fun by yourselves. It's nothing really. What comes next is the important part. We will need your wisdom in the future. That's right, Rimuru. You always give us a scare. Now it's our turn to surprise you. Take a look at our research first before you share your opinion. Hearing the accidental slip of my genuine thoughts, Veldora laughed out loud while Ramirez tried to comfort me. I shouldn't sulk after what she said. I regained my composure and followed the two into the facility. A group of men clad in white coats were working tirelessly. And in front of me was a moving miniature train. This was what you called a model train, though it was still large enough for an adult to ride on it. Yo, young master. Did that surprise you? It was none other than Kaijin. He was acting chief director, and he had on a rather unfitting white lab coat. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.